What have we got on the front page of the Telegraph?
Oh, and the Telegraph. Well, a kid begging Rishi for F-16, so you can see that photo.
It's Harry Potter.
Yeah,
Very Harry
I
Potter,
know.
doesn't
He's
he?
great. Right. Stunted growth. And also a picture of Ian Duncan Smith's enormously wide head at the bottom of that page on your left. But
looks normal to me.
Yeah, big ego. Big ego. So Rishi Sunak is going to get tough.
Right.
He is. Because he's a little guy. And he wants people to think he's tough, so he's going to get tough on antisocial behavior. Not on rape charges, obviously, but just on people sleeping rough, mostly. It's kind of a renewance of the Georgian-era Vagrancy Act, which was meant to criminalize all rough sleepers. That, in practice, didn't really, because there's not only so much you can do in London. He's actually trying to give the police power to crack down on public any beggars causing public distress. I guess people at tube stops begging for change, that didn't really bother. We've had the same woman in Bethnal Green for like 20 years.
Yeah, although I have seen, in St James Park and other parts of London, I've seen organised gangs drop people off, and they've all got the same signs written in the same writing.
Right.
So it's not as if they're just individuals who are starving and need the money to buy food. It's an organised network harvesting the money from them.
Do you think they deliberately do misspellings as like a psychological trick?
I think that just comes as natural when you're doing this as a job.
If I was running one of these gangs, that's what I would do. I would deliberately do like bad, shaky handwriting, just to make people say, "Oh, look, you can't write properly. I'm going to give it." I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I am in charge.
You've got a strategy
of these things. Yeah.
Well, they're
and get a dog as well. Get a dog. Make sure it's got a disability. Then people feel sorry for you. Give you more money.
You really thought this through as well.
Yeah, no, I'm planning for my retirement.
Well, if you've been to India, I have a few times for work, you do know, you have heard stories by people who live there of generational self-injury.
Yeah.
Where people remove parts of their own body to gain more money and stuff.
To then work as beggars.
They do.
Well, but and also, I've got a friend of mine who works for a homeless charity. It's such a complicated issue. It isn't just a case of finding people or get off the street or offering them accommodation. A lot of them have obviously mental health conditions. A lot of them deliberately opt out of society. Don't want to have those accommodations. It's far more complicated. It's not just about having one or two police interactions or whatever. That isn't what is going to deal with this.
The weird thing about the article is they said they were trying to ban laughing gas because of the mayhem it creates. I thought laughing gas was illegal. I thought it was. No?
No, apparently not. Apparently you can just buy it. It's used to whip cream.
Oh, right.
But, there's not an epidemic of cream whipping going on. People are just using it to feel good for a few seconds.
I wish
but then they're leaving those little canisters.
Everywhere.
They
all
wet
around
car
our buildings.
tyres. They're annoying. It can't be good for the environment.
I don't care about people like ODing on laughing gas. For me, it's the littering.
I think it's pretty difficult to overdose on it as well. You've got to have a big canister that you've stolen from a hospital. Not that I'm giving anybody advice.
It's the one drug I've tried. I haven't tried any drugs, never smoked a cigarette. But then a friend of mine gave birth at their home. Had the big canister.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it was the best 3 seconds of my life.
I thought about bringing some to Edinburgh previews just to get the audience going a little bit. Anything that helps. Jesus.
If the jokes don't work, then the gas will.